It's your girl Sade.
And Sherelle.
We having a little Car Chronicles
impromptu podcast.
Hey. We're just leaving church and it was amazing.
Had to be there.
And you really had to be there to experience it. But when I tell you, so many things was confirmed for me today. What about you?
Yes. Alright, so I'm gonna take y'all know I got the evidence. So when we got to church, we came in and sat down. Let's start from like when we got to church and then talk about what we was talking about before church, because I don't want to forget that. Our aunt, she is like, in our family, she is like the one you know not to play with. Like, but you know, like she's very loving, but you know across the board she don't play. So we were in church, she came and sat in front of us, and she like looked back and spoke to us, and then I forget what song was what they were singing or whatever, but she like looked back and she was like batting her eyes like she was about to cry. So I was like, and she was like, I'm so proud of y'all. She was like, and I'm gonna speak this for y'all. She's like, I see y'all having y'all own show one. She's like being a co-host one day or something like that on the TV show.
Hosting your own show.
Yes, girl, I know me. Batting my eyes. I done got to crying in church. Then when the pastor got up to start his sermon, he was talking about what is the thing he told us to say? Look to your neighbor and say, I love me some me. And so y'all know me and Tiffany was sitting together and we like looked at each other like, I love me some me, thinking that was just gonna be like the only instance in the sermon where he spoke to like some of the things that we talk about on our podcast, or just like even on our social media. When I say his whole sermon, my godson, her son looked back and he said, great day, the pastor talked to y'all before church, ain't it? Like pretty much saying that like we told him what to say. Are we leaving something else out?
And I thought that's why we said perception is everything. And I had that uncomfortable conversation with myself because I automatically looked at my son like, turn around.
Yep.
You know, and now I am going to apologize to him because during the sermon when things were being confirmed for us, we looked at each other, tapped each other, even leaned over in the seat and did the same thing. So, you know, how can I break on him for something the same thing that I did? But I was looking at it from a negative perspective when really the role model that I am intending to be for him, I am actually doing it because he's displaying that.
Yep.
And because the sermon was on what I love me some me. And every morning I tell that to myself. That's that self-affirmation. And I even have it on my dresser on a sticky note. You don't have to be fancy with it, y'all. I got me a sticky note and a Sharpie, and I wrote I love me some me. I am beautiful. Those are my self-affirmations. So for my son to come and tell me, Mom, what the pastor said, I'm happy, I'm peaceful, I am beautiful. And he said, but I am fearfully made. You know, it feels good, y'all.
And not for nothing too, I think it confirms like, you know, why are we conditioned to only talk in church when the pastor say, look at your neighbor and say, when half of the time we doing that or don't want to do that just because we just like, you know, we look at our neighbor and say whatever because that's what he asked us to do, but it might not be the point in the sermon where we really feel like something connected for us or we had a deeper understanding of the sermon. So why is it that in church we kind of shy away from those times? But like now we do it, but like when we sit in church like talking to each other because it's something that hit us both and we had a deeper understanding. When people look at us, they talking in church, right? We was just doing like, I feel like what church is for, like growing in that moment and understanding that like God will show you and reveal things to you when He ready to. We could be in the car, like just now we was having a conversation before we turned this on, have revelations. You in church have you could be in the shower and have a revelation, and that's a moment that like you and God have to exist in as y'all, like, you know, as necessary to get the message out of it. And again, having those uncomfortable and transparent conversations with y'all like we do with ourselves. When we were getting ready for church this morning, like we were having to remind each other, like we know our intentions about like how we present ourselves in terms of what we wear. We can't worry about how other people perceive that. And we was driving just now, I said, talking about church again, I said it almost felt like we know, and again, this is not coming from a place of arrogance. Nope, because he said, nope, he talked about that. The people that this is for gonna understand exactly what I'm saying, and I don't have to, like, you know what I mean, like preface it by saying, well, I don't mean. We knew that when we walked into church, the way that we carry ourselves, we speak to people, we're very like bubbly. We're not gonna come in with our head down, tripping over our feet, because we come in and we
head hung high.
Yes, that's just how we present anywhere we go. So we knew straight. Okay.
Yeah.
We knew that that somebody was gonna have something to say. But it's like when he got up, Pastor Henry got up and started preaching, it's like he was sent there this morning to convict those people that might have done that and said, no, this is the lesson you need to learn from them. Man, I wish y'all could have been there. It's like he was like our like we were in the courtroom of judgment, like when people pass judgment, and he was sent there to defend our actions on our behalf. And we could just sit there and take it all in because we know we weren't guilty of nothing. But try to teach people self-love and truly being who we are.
Yes.
It was so amazing.
And everything I would say happened for a reason, because you think about it when he said you were not made for everybody.
Yep.
But hold up, you got to go back to your point you was trying to make with Aunt Carrie. You were saying that Aunt Carrie, she's one that what she said to us.
Very stoic, and when she said what about how she's so proud of us and we're gonna have a TV show one day.
Right.
What you about to say? Then I thought I talked about that. That just affirms something, because I think it goes back to like sometimes when people seem to be very like stoic and quote unquote hard on you. Not that she was ever hard on us. It's because they see something in you.
Right.
And this was the point in time where she felt comfortable saying, all right, y'all got it. Like I don't have to coach y'all. Like I can see now from your actions that you good to go, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I would say for Aunt Carrie, for me, it's like when she was younger, we looked at her as being the mean aunt. But now that we understand, like she saw so much more in us, and that's why she was the way that she was. Like,
yep. And we can have a better appreciation for that, because you always knew what she was thinking. You ain't have to worry about, you know what I mean? Yep. Like she was gonna correct you in the moment. And I don't know. But
but that goes back to what they say when a person, Aunt Carrie wanted us to be great. So when she saw us, as Pastor Hammy said, that butterfly. But at the time, we seen ourselves as the larva. You get what I'm saying? Like that
she already knew.
Right. And that goes back to the sermon today about you were not made around everybody. And that was one of the things when he said appreciate self-love and self-appreciate, self-love and self-appreciation.
Yep.
And the reasons why no, let me back up. It says self-love and self-appreciate. It's a challenge for others, and here's why you should self-love and self-appreciate. And it was, you were not made for everyone. You were not made around everybody. And God doesn't just make anybody. So you are, as he said, one of one. And let me tell you, it was a blessed day, and to see the younger crowd at church today,
gravitating towards us. You told them we was leaving out about self-love, and you know when I saw them, you know how like we were conditioned to pick on kids, your big head, and we was like, y'all are so beautiful, y'all are so pretty, and then you told them, you know, every morning when you wake up, you do those self-affirmations. They literally was like just listening to us.
Yep.
Like people were just gravitating to us after church. I watch y'all. Even the pastor was like, is this something I should announce in church? We was like. But that held me accountable in a different way, because let me say this, it's gonna make me be more mindful of my language on our podcast, just so yes, we are remaining true to who we are, but then we can reach more people, because our conversations in that way don't have to be like audited before we can share with other people.
We're being relatable.
Yep.
Like one of my inspirations, Miss Michelle Obama. I love her because she's so relatable. You know.
Yep.
Miss Obama, your documentary, a biography, it brought chills.
Yep.
So inspiring. But
oh shoot.
What? But the thing about,
I was just saying, I made another connect. Oh, just even our conversations after church. And again, God will confirm things for you, reveal things to you when you're ready to like know them. And it like I'm not definitely gonna go into it, but it was just I feel like I released something I didn't even know was on me or something at church. Like, the sun just feel different.
And look at this as well. Look how y'all think about it. Everything happens for a reason. Because we are in the process of transitioning over some things and switching our videographer. Remember, we were like, we had some technicalities this morning on recording. We were supposed to record today, and look at how now we going down the road. It was cloudy when we went to church, but now that is we arrived, and the issue was lighting, and look how beautiful it is, y'all. The lighting is just right, and we recording. Because at first
got the video in either way.
Yeah, the video's in right now.
Yep, and we said because we was going back and forth with Clean Topics, we was like, all right, let's just see if the pastor said something in church today that confirms something that we need to talk about. But then we decided we won't be able to record, but we ended up doing our video.
It's getting done right now with the beautiful lighting. The clouds, God has made it so that the clouds have broke up. But we had actually came to the conclusion before we went to church. But we said, we just going to, you was like, Tiff, I want some chicken wings.
Yep. And I know when we a drink and that's being relatable. That we all in versatile.
Yeah.
Yep. You can do it all. We done went and got our word. We processing the word on the way to the bar to get some chicken wings, some drinks, and watch sports.
Yep.
Like, come on now.
You can, and not only that, girl. Look at how on I'm sorry, sis.
No, you ain't got to. Why you correct yourself?
Oh, because girl. Nah, but no, for real. Oh, it's okay. Nah, y'all, for real. We just it's about being relatable. But not only that, like, we've gotten our word. We're going to have some me time because that's what we have planned to do.
Preaching to somebody me.
And for real. Because look, but Saturday we went and did our community service. We both went to work. When we talk about versatility, we both went to work. I went to a dinner, came home. We're going to church. Now we're going to celebrate us and love on us. So that confirmation for me today on the title of I Love Me Some Me. I can't ask for anything better, y'all. This is peace.
And you know how one of Pastor Henry things that he said was like he's willing to minister anywhere. He ain't gonna be at the bar, but we'll be there on his behalf.
Yep. That is some real
and so he
stuff.
is also meeting one of his goals and he don't even know it. He is I'm willing to bet anything. It's gonna be somebody at this bar. We're gonna happen to be there and we're gonna start talking about some life.
We are.
Yeah. And so he has met the goal of ministering at or being willing to minister anywhere, meet people where they are, because we're gonna do it on his behalf.
And at the same time we're gonna be having fun because 9 times out of 10 we're gonna be looking at the game on FanDuel. Yep. Excuse me, do you know anything about basketball? Right. But you know what? As I feel, Pastor him, this is what a shepherd would want. Like you are preaching to your flock, and your flock is spreading how we're being relatable by our lives.
And that's why you have to live in your truth. You have to, and get outside of yourself. Like I feel like sometimes we get so caught up on who we think we are or who we want to appear to be to other people that we lose the ability to be relatable. You know what I mean? Like literally, y'all, we create our own rules. We create our own rules. I still find myself, and Tiffany has to remind me, my character in terms of I always want to represent somebody that's quote unquote like a good person, and that like I am always worried about or concerned about like my character in that way. But even sometimes Tiffany has to tell me like, girl, you know what you say, you knew what your intentions were.
As long as your intentions are pure.
I ain't my name from nothing, whatever they yep, that's exactly what happened.
You know you're genuine. You know what your intentions are.
And people oftentimes won't tell you both sides of the story because they know if they told the real story, then that's gonna make people, anybody that's decent say, nah, you was actually, I see why that happened. But you just gotta get to the point where in terms of like not being so concerned about who you think you are, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like
I get what
I
you're
ain't too like everybody need to think I'm perfect. I'm not gonna tell that. No, that's probably the thing that people need to hear to make them feel like, oh dang, like I'm not going through this by myself, or being relatable so that people want to listen to you. Like don't nobody want to listen to nobody that's stuck up and I know I don't. I'll speak for myself because I can't we're not just I don't feel connected to you.
Right. I mean, I just look at how church today After church, we stood outside over 30 minutes, laughing, talking, having a good time. Like,
Yep.
I just feel like we're so warm.
Yep. And people, okay, I needed to talk to you. Like, I needed to be here. You know what I mean? Like, I love, because it just makes, like, I know time is an illusion, but it makes everything make sense. Our cousin was recognized today in Black History Month for his
Coach of the Year.
Thank you, Coach of the Year at our local high school. Like, seeing a black man being recognized in Black History Month for like his contributions and the things that he's done to help other kids. Seeing one of the other coaches come out to support him, like they, you know what I mean? Like that was just, it's amazing.
And some of his, did you say teammates? I mean his some of the people that he's coached.
For real?
Wasn't yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah.
That means a lot. Like,
yep.
He made history for the school.
Jay was acknowledging him, recognizing him, and he said something to like thanked his coach and his
just
family,
his selflessness.
Yes.
Yep.
And what did the pastor say? I love me some me because I know the work the work that God has did in me or something like that. How do you put that thing? But that's what it is. Like,
Today has been so rewarding, and it's still early. A lot of day left.
She'll call me and say, do it too.
So, yeah.
She said, yeah, come over here. Come down. Yeah, just having older people that want to hang with us, like, it's like you get hungry for that energy and to hang around those people that want to be around you because you know y'all gonna learn from each other.
Right, and there's no gossiping, no anything. Like, we are sitting there having these uncomfortable, those uncomfortable conversations. Yep. And we're learning from their experiences, not minding, sharing, not embarrassed about their past. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they are willing to share with us, like, this is what I learned from it now. I ain't telling you to do it.
Right.
But I'm telling you, this is what I learned.
And then if you still decide to do, like, I ain't gonna judge you. Like, how can I? Those are the people that I love being around because it makes you feel like you can go through life without, quote unquote, making a wrong decision because you just experiencing life. You can't make the wrong decision doing something that you're doing for the first time. Like, even though I've been here 31 years now, I'm still learning every day how to get through get through another day of being 31 that I've never lived before. You know what I mean? So it's a new day. We say every day is a new day. So, like, I'm always learning. So I'm not making mistakes. I'm just learning.
But the thing is, like we talked about this morning, while we're getting dressed, talked about how we wake up every morning
trying to learn something new.
Wanting to learn something new. So it's that mindset of wanting to learn, not waking up and saying, I do not want to go to work. Let me tell you, when I wake up in the morning, I'm smiling. Like, I find myself like this, like my lip be stuck on my teeth. Yeah. But y'all, it's when I tell you, like, I was so emotional in church today because of the confirmation.
Yeah. I mean, I cried. Well, we both did. We cried probably the whole time he was preaching. But it was just, like, to me, that's what a relationship with God is. Like, when you have those moments where you really understand. Like, when you were little and sitting in church, like, what are these people doing? Like, I'm ready to go to grandma's house, get some food. Like, like, now you really understand, like, with that thankfulness and that, like, just being overjoyed. What is that? Joy that runneth over. Like, all of the songs make more sense. Like, it was just, my soul got fed today.
I get it. When all you can do is say,
Yep. And you don't care that you're crying and people are
watching you.
Yep.
You don't.
Because like,
you don't care if you stand up. You don't care if you hold your hand in the air. You don't care. You just, that's you and God. Like, I know what you have brought me through.
And how perception is everything. Like, and I know she wouldn't mind me saying this. Like, when Miss Edwina sing her song and she get happy, and her happiness is she do her dance. She do the same dance she would do if she was in a cookout party.
Yes.
How we see that, and because we've had the privilege to sit down and talk to her, knowing more about her story, we don't judge that. Not that we did at first, but like, we see that as, girl, if I
you don't know my story. Yes.
And other people are doing it. Y'all just don't know.
Live your life. Because perception is everything. It is. I mean, to be able to, as Pastor Hammond said, see the larva God already see the butterfly. But you got to go through, you got to shed that shell. You're shedding shells. And eventually you're going to spread like that butterfly.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I am. Like, I want people to have this joy. Like, it's a no judgment zone at all. None at all. And nothing I feel that I say is offensive to anyone, because it's coming out of love. My intent is truly love, and I want everybody to grow.
But like he said, it wasn't him yesterday, it was someone else I was watching. The people that feel that way is your story and your message. Why God put you here is not for them. They got somebody else that's going to be there, the person that they look up to or that they are inspired by. We can't work about it. And we're human. Like I said, my character is still something that I'm working on in terms of not being like, having that urge to want to defend myself against certain stuff, because I would hope that by me telling my side of stuff, it would make people understand, oh no, that definitely won't hurt. But it is what it is. People still got their perception. They're gonna think they want to think.
Yeah. Because your intent, again, is everything.
Yep.
Communication, perception, and intent.
Yep. And people can only put out what's inside of them. So if you run into people that's not understanding of other people's, because they don't understand half what's going on inside of them. Because when you are able to sit in your own mess and know, like, woof, girl used to be a hot mess, you understand other people's hot mess.
Yes.
Think about the girl that, the young girl that came up. She said she came and spoke to you at the church.
Yes.
And she was turned up. The last time we saw her, I was like, you was living in your truth. But
that's the same thing I told.
But I also told her, like, the fact that you were a woman enough, because you thought that maybe you was out of line, that you know what I mean? Like, you were willing to come up and say that. Like, that's big.
And I thanked her for it, and I told her, I was like, no, you live in your truth.
Yep.
And I said, for you to can come and say that's growth. And look how, from the larva to the butterfly. Y'all, and believe me, growth can be in a day, for real, if you change your mindset.
Yep.
Because look at how I told you I was going to say to my son, y'all talking church, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to apologize to him, because he was really saying my mama really been preaching this to me. Not preaching, but showing this, being an example.
And we were saying too, like, the fact that you're so transparent with him, it allowed him to make that connection in church today. Because I know when I was little and my mama got little, I was like, Lord have mercy. But for him, it was when he saw you getting, emotional, it was because, oh, well, now the pastor's saying the same thing that my mama said, so it must be some validity in it. Like, it kind of helped him bring things full circle, opposed to when I was younger, I didn't understand, because we didn't have those conversations. Like, I don't know.
But I get it, because with me, my parenting, it was uncomfortable for me at first, because it was stretching me, because that's not something that I'm used to. And now that I see, I even have that relationship with my parents. And I have that relationship with my son where I'm so transparent. I don't hold anything back. I'm not disrespectful or anything, but we talk. And we have a dialogue and not a debate. And that's what I like about it. Yep. That let's break generational curses, y'all. Let's communicate. Let's talk. That's what I want to scream out.
And even like between us, like, if you, not saying you like you thought this, but like in church when JJ was, because I was closest to him, so when he would say stuff, he would say it to me, and then I had to tell Tim. But like the times when he would say something, I didn't say something, you probably was like, you his damn godmama, you not correcting, you let him talk in church. And if we would have never had that conversation about what he was saying, like, you would have continued to think like, she just let JJ do whatever he want to do, not knowing I'm saying, like, I'm allowing him to do it, or not saying nothing to him about it, because I understand the connections that he's making with it. And
you're absolutely correct.
Yep. Oh, you was thinking that for real. That's why I ain't telling him to be quiet.
No, I truly thought by you not saying nothing to him, that was his silent treatment to turn around.
Oh, okay.
I did, no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did.
Because you know how Jay is.
Because JJ, as soon as, if you don't smile and at him, he do it.
Right.
But it's, y'all, communication. Communication is where it's at, I will say.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell y'all, everything works out. Just change that mindset. Because again, going back to our video, look how it worked out. And we're going to have us some me time.
Yep.
We ain't bothering nobody. We're not breaking any laws. And more than likely, we're going to go and bless somebody, or somebody going to bless us. So. And
we doing things naturally. Because, last we went back and forth for 2 hours about now. We need to get up and get out, because we can't meet men can't meet us, and we always at the house and blah blah blah. We weren't feeling it. Like we could not make ourselves get up and do nothing.
We talked about it for over 4 hours.
Yes.
Not nonstop, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
it was 2 hours of like really we was in it like I love. But then like before you had went to what you like the event that you had, we was talking about it then too, back and forth.
Yeah, so it won't continuously, y'all, because we do have a life.
Yeah. We
do work, but and what did we do? I text you. You was asleep before I got out the shower.
That was what 10 something maybe, and I had been in the bed since what 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We in bad shape.
No, we not, because our bodies was healing, our minds was healing to prepare us for this day. Because if we would have went out, think about it.
We might not have got up and we would have justified that, which it would have been okay, but we would have been like, we can watch it on whatever. Or we work hard. God understand we need to rest. Yep.
But everything happens for a reason. So, yeah, it's going to work out. Believe me. Like I did one of my little short videos on IG.
Oh, I didn't post my video this morning.
For real?
Because by the time I was recording, when you said you go ahead and do yours, I was recording and had got to the church. You know.
Everything happened for a reason?
Yeah. Oh. I still post. It don't matter. I'm still posting. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, sister.
You're more than welcome. But I was really making a point.
I'm sorry. No, you said if we would have went out last night, we wouldn't have got up this morning.
And we would have been sluggish and tired. Yep. And then we would not have been able to, today we ain't going nowhere. No, we needed everything that happened.
Yep.
So, I was saying about when you're going through your storm, you don't see the benefit in it, just like the larva. When you're going through that larva stage, the shedding the skin, that wasn't easy. I'm pretty sure that was painful.
I'm not crazy. Did you just hear dog bark?
I did.
Okay, all right. That's why I was looking like that. I was about to say, I know I ain't nuts. I know I'm hungry. Being hungry make you hear noises. We live in Miami.
Y'all, when y'all see us smiling, I continuously say this, but we're not putting on for anybody. It's not no script on the screen. We don't have nothing printed. Besides my notes that I took from church, but this is really from the dome. It's happiness.
And I think we emphasize that part of it too, because I know at one time I never thought this type of happiness or joy existed. I was so pessimistic, and it'll be a day like today, and I'm trying to close the blinds as tight as I can. I ain't want the sun, like you said, I ain't want the sunshine to come up in the room.
Right. And you know what?
I feel like the damn sunshine. God curse. So there you go.
Y'all ever been riding with somebody?
You being dramatic.
You pet the gas. I get it. I get what I'm trying to say.
Y'all gonna understand what?
They gonna understand. I get it now when they used to hit the brake over here on the passenger side. I get it, y'all. But nah,
you know how many times this I done seen since we've been on this way?
What's that telling you?
It's a branch off of the conversation I just had though. What is it telling me? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out by the time we this boy.
Oh, and I also
not like that.
No. I get what you're saying. No. See,
maybe it was confirmed. That was me talking to myself, I guess.
That's an out loud, uncomfortable conversation that we have with each other. Because for real, y'all, we could say to others may seem the craziest thought, but to us, it's like we're so open minded that we want to explain, just communicate to me what it is. That you saying, oh, girl, that's a stupid. Because I feel there's no such thing as a stupid question. Because if you don't know, you don't know. Just because you're 50 years old, don't mean that you know it all. You get what I'm saying?
Because what is all? Because if you think about it, I would never know everything that you know about being a mortician.
That's some real stuff. And I wouldn't know the different things about your field.
Yep.
Behavioral health and why people think like this. It's learned.
Yeah. This is what every single morning I come past here, I see that you ain't. And I just started coming this way to work. Must have been What a minute. No, it's down here.
But I was saying, you better watch that guy, right?
Watch it right there. That ain't even the one I want, but the fact that it's there, it makes it more like second nature. That like, oh. And I just realized when I was thinking about before I got this car, I went there and I told the man that's when I wanted one of those. Why am I talking to? It was a Porsche. I wanted one of the like the smaller trucks. And I went and told the guy, I was like, if you stick with me, I was like, I'm gonna come by here a couple times this year. By the end of this year, I'm gonna buy this car. You'll have a sales and all. But I just changed my mind about the type of car I want. But how funny is it that now that is at that dealership? I got a video on my phone where I went. I think I posted it on my YouTube a while back, where I did that because that was a part of me like manifesting and like being
intentional.
Like you don't have to believe me, but you gonna wish you would have believed me. Like at the end of the year when you would have got that sale, but I just stopped. I went that one time and never went back because I changed my mind about the kind of car I wanted. But now my dream car is sitting at that same dealership.
And because you see that, like I was going back to what I said about how I don't wake up any day thinking a bad day. I wake up like, what can I do? I ask God, what are you going to teach me today? What lesson are you going to teach me today? I wake up with that grind mode because I know what I'm working toward. And that's
so
for you too.
Fun. It's like I love my little journal because I never know what I'm gonna put in there one day. And I truly believe when I'm dead and gone, that's gonna be valuable to somebody. Like even if it's just my daughter and like what she teaches in this world is gonna be based off of like something that I love. Like I love like writing those little oops in my day where it's like God shit. Like he slid me an envelope and like, here, let me tell you, like there's a little bit more you can learn about the world or know about the world. Here go another one of my secrets.
Because you can't remember everything.
Yep. Gotta write it down.
Alright. Then my journal gonna be the one that they gonna duplicate and sell.
Let's do it. We can do that before we go away from here.
What?
Well,
Are we putting the journal?
Let's talk about the other thing.
What? You can say it.
No.
Oh.
Because I do know sometimes you gotta be.
Yeah.
We need to think it out more before we present it in that way.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. But no, I write just what comes to mind. So that goes back to the truck. You know, I done updated. But what was I saying?
I apologize. I'm cutting you off. Oh no, that's our rule.
No, yeah.
That's one of our rules.
We are not here for no form of fashion. Like we really want people to see this is how we have stretched. This is how we have grown. And it's not, we don't consider it to be over talking each other. We just talk if it comes to mind, and we do be mindful in our professional setting.
Yeah.
You know, however, but for us to expand, this is something that we do.
We've always done this, so let me not, yeah.
And we set that rule when we started. No, for real, when we started on our journey. When we started, we was like, you know, when we got something that we need to say, let's say it. Yeah.
We gotta be keep it a step. Well, everybody going to the.
Well, we were planning, yeah. But some things that we were planning, we came to that conclusion that we came to the rule, I should say, that we cut each other off so that we won't forget. I'm gonna pause.
You can pause on that. Android, that good thing. What did you? I forgot what you asked. I was saying that's going back to your how you was talking about how everything worked out with the video. That's how we know we are in alignment today. We doing what we woke up to do today, because we still getting everything done that we thought we needed to do. They just not in the way that we anticipated.
It did not come in the form that we thought it was gonna come in, but it happened. We had fun doing it, and again, we being ourselves. So I will say, look in the mirror and love the one in the mirror. Start today. Don't say I'm gonna start Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say I'm gonna start Monday. Don't say I'm gonna start Tuesday. Start right now and say, today I am going to begin to love me. You know, that's just.
Oh, I do love me.
I like that.
Because if we said begin every day, that means you always anticipate. You're not ever doing it.
Change your words. Somebody told me that, me helping them change their words.
I said I'm gonna start working. I worked out this morning though before church.
Awesome.
I put on fire because I like to party anyway, and I did different exercises to each section of the song.
See, working on that everything, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your body. Like it's just been so meaningful.
I'm about to tear these chicken wings up. What kind of wings you getting? I'm gonna get lemon pepper wings with ranch, a Caesar salad, and one of their bowls. What the things called? Punch bowls.
I'm going to get. I think I'm going to get.
That fish sound good too, though.
I want a sandwich. I want some bread and some French fries. But
Why wouldn't you get that?
Because I have some goals.
You know how you tell me everything in moderation?
Yes, but let me tell you, the moderation on them cookies, I ate 12 cookies in 2 days.
But how often do you eat cookies still?
That habit, that mindset,
But
repetition.
You're aware of it though.
But I am aware now, and I'm aware that if I continue to say I'm aware and continue to do it, I'm going to form that habit. A habit is something that you repeatedly do.
I gotta take this out.
What's wrong with it?
It's not holding the curve. Y'all know nothing about hair.
Maybe it's meant to be.
I booked my next appointment, but that's in 2 weeks.
Is it wet and wavy?
No, it's see, I forgot what it is. I forgot the name of it. How about it?
You better go so we can get a seat. Y'all, it's been real. Our first car Chronicles. And we're showing versatility by we're not in the room, in a building. We're out and about being us. Not hurting, harming anybody. Y'all, more revelations.
Why you looking at me? That was your point.
Was it?
I can't regurgitate that. That was good. I was over here shaking my head for 30 seconds.
Okay, y'all. Real quick.
Oh,
Not even real quick, because we real quick will turn to 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm saying that we ran into some technicalities. And we couldn't record. Well, we said that we couldn't record, setting limits, living in that box. And I'm saying this the whole time doing the video, and she's shaking her head like, yeah, I know what you talking about. So when I finish the video, we're going to upload that. I said, no, we not. This a recording. What you say?
Oh, yes. I was thinking we was posting it today. Extra content. But this, and yes, we done figured out something.
And that's why I said we're versatile. We're not just sitting in a room. We are really out enjoying us living a practical,
because we talking about that
relatable
stuff. If we don't record today, we gotta figure out another time, and it's done.
Yeah,
we just let it go, and it's done.
And then in addition to that, we're out having some me time. We've already done the video, and then look how we may possibly have a business meeting this evening.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And so this is networking. We saving these receipts. Networking.
Yeah, and you can do this while having fun. You don't have to be stuck behind a desk. And you can do this, I would say, we're having a full-time job.
And we call, like, when we go out and do stuff like this, we call it networking because we always talking to people. So even if we meet somebody and nothing tangible in terms of, well, here, let me offer you $1 million to come and speak on this platform, or you get a new Instagram follower, you get somebody that now is keeping up with your story because they have had the experience of talking to you as a person, and they develop an interest in the things that you do. So, I mean, take advantage of being out and about and meeting people, because you can call it networking. And
then this is the advantage. This is...
Did it start recording, you think? No.
This is the advantage of living your truth. Because if we were in here and portraying, and lying, portraying that we had this, we had that, when we're networking, and people are really going to hit you up. If you're really about business, they're going to hit you up. So this is a part of living your truth and having fun while doing it, while getting business done. It doesn't always have to be behind a desk and serious with book, paper, and pencil. Like, we really network with people sitting here with some French fries, some chicken, you sucking your finger, we sucking our fingers. Like, we really, I get it now.
Because you create the space where other people can let their hair down. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Yeah. What was I about to say? I was about to say, oh man, and living in your truth. Did you know the C1 was on?
Yes.
Oh,
because
bad.
remember, you had the window down and I have short sleeves on.
See, we done traded places today because I'm usually the cold one. What you got shorts? Doggone. Well, when you live in your truth, like, if it creates a freedom for you, because like I said, we done left church. Now we about to be at the bar, Kickback Jacks, eating, having us a drink, talking, laughing. If we were people that were in church and trying to make it as though like we are top tier, we're Christians, that, you know, we're uppity, like, we couldn't come do this and be comfortable. We'd be looking over our shoulder or worried about who might have seen us and them saying, oh, they was just in church. We the first to tell people, like, this is what we about to do. Because I know the relationship that I have with God and the sincerity and the things that I do, and I understand like how who I am as a person is what's gonna reach people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about, what am I trying to say?
Well, I'm gonna say this while you think of your thoughts, but
you won't even help me.
because I'm gonna mess up your thought.
Woo! All right, go ahead.
No, but just look how now we may potentially have guests come with us from just being ourselves at church. And they want to come and be around our bubbly spirit. You know for yourself, if we stuck up, don't nobody want to be around you.
You can't wait to get from around them.
Yeah, like, it's like we come, y'all, we could, yeah, like, we gonna have fun. And it's family.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, your point, sis?
I was pretty much saying how, like, when you are who you are, like, you don't have to ever remember to put on.
That's right.
Yep.
And we don't, like, we tell y'all the good, the bad, the ugly.
I'll be my executive just like that. And the owner comes be rolling. He be like, yo, you funny. And so I can go to Greg, hey, clap her.
Hey, you got a Moroccan off.
I can go in different spaces and not feel like anxiety because I'm trying to remember my role. You know what I mean?
That's some real stuff.
That is some real stuff.
You do not have to remember your role. Living your truth.
Yep.
See, yeah, that's why we cut each other off. Because you just see the growth. We see it anyway. The growth from each other. Like, you don't have to put on when you live in your truth. I don't regret anything. Because you think about it, everything that happened to you, you allow it.
Yep.
So how can you be mad at someone? We see the red flags, you know what I'm saying? But we love them. And that's for anybody, any relationship, for real, for real. So.
That's why I said, look.
Man. Living your truth, forgive, love. And it is a such thing as, you know, loving from a distance. I get it. Like, what the word was preached about, growing. When people think that she bougie, she this, she that. No, like, the word was stretch with me, come with me. Pastor Henry preached that word. And that was a word that was like, you know what, you're right. Stretch with me. Like, I'm showing you, like, God can bring you through anything.
Yeah. Not
saying I've been through everything, because I know it's more to go through. But, like, we're relatable. Come on now. That's why I say.
And if you think about it, in any situation, the absolute worst thing that can happen is death. And we know we're going to die at some point anyway.
And
so
we all have an appointed time.
Yeah, why not just go through life knowing that if it's not your time to go, like, you're going to come out on the other side of whatever problem is. Like, I could be mad about something. Let's say, I don't know. Let's say I needed $50. I can sit here and be mad until I realize I'm not going to get that $50, or until I get that $50. Or I can just have the spirit of, I know it's going to come. Like, either way, the events that happen, like, the events that happen until I either get the $50 or don't get the $50, like, all right, am I in complete control? Like, how I respond to it. Like, why not be happy about going through trials and tribulations, or at least, like, we're human, we're gonna have a emotional reaction to things, but at least trying to be positive about it instead of, like, being negative about it and making it even worse.
Right. Just change
that
mindset.
situation worse because of how you looking at it.
You're gonna go through the situation regardless. So change your mindset. Tell yourself it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Like, I feel that repetition is what helped me so much. Like, you gonna get through it.
Yep.
It's coming.
Find you a song that speaks to your spirit.
And not only that, write. Like, and I always was thinking, like, when you write in paragraph form, when you write in your journal, my journal is so messy. Like, some days my handwriting is sexy. Some days my handwriting look like chicken scratch.
Yep.
But again, I'm one of one.
And you helped me with that, because you know, at first I had like 5 different journals trying to separate my spiritual growth from like and you was like, why you just don't put everything in one journal?
I got this one thing.
And it's been so much better, like, to have everything in one space, because it's all a running reflection of my thoughts and my growth. Everything that I write, for some reason, it's contributing to my growth. So why I try to be so meticulous and separating everything, like, you made it that much easier. And I had been journaling for years, and not realizing.
That goes back to show you don't know everything.
Yep.
And you aren't looking at me being bossy or you particular. No, you messy.
Yep.
You was open-minded to it, because it's some days that you do not have time to sit down and write neat. You know, well, for me, I don't, because some days when I carry this thing to work with me, and that thing, when I think of something, I'm going to write it down, because I want to go back to remembering.
Yeah.
And some days I have taken my bath, put my little oil in the tub, feeling sexy, you know what I'm saying? Feeling, loving on me. That's a form of self-care. And I sit there and I write real neat, real pretty. But
and we say stuff like what we'll say, don't assume you can't learn anything from a child. But a lot of people think children shouldn't have a say so, because what do they know? But if you think about it, we are all, if we are defining child by not necessarily age, but we can say we say age because we assume like a 3-year-old don't know as much as a 30-year-old. But in some capacity, we are all children. Like I said, I have been journaling for years, and you was the one like, I ain't journaling, like. But then I got you on the journaling train. But then you still taught me something about something that I thought I had figured out.
And that's growth,
right?
One leaf, the root done sprouted out.
So in that situation, you were the quote unquote child, if we talking about as far as like experience and like feeling like you know little things like about scripting and things like that. But you still taught me as the child something about something I hadn't been doing forever.
Yeah, and you're teaching me, even though you're not a biological mom at the moment, but you're a mother too. You're teaching
financially. You done taught me so much about finances, and just like we share business stuff. Like in that situation, like I was the child compared to you,
right? And then look how you taught me to change that the mindset that I had from a negative mindset to a growth mindset, to live in that broke mindset. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, nope, I ain't gonna say this little bit of change. This change add up is more than what I had. Because
you can't ever make $1 without 99 pennies.
Right.
So that penny means something.
That's
if
right.
If you need $1 and you ain't got a penny, you don't got your $1. I don't care if you got 99 cents. So you still need that penny.
I challenge y'all to wake up and start waking up in the morning and looking for the lesson in the day. Like, look for that growth. What can I grow from today? Pour into you.
Yep. And I'm going to say something bold. I don't know what's making me say it right now, but I'm going to say it. Just because it's uncomfortable. Give us a year, maybe not even a year, and we're going to be having a conversation with B. Simone and Megan Ashley.
Okay.
No, for sure.
All right.
We're going to be on their podcast. Or maybe they'll be on ours.
Or we're going to at least meet.
Yep.
I watch you guys. No for sure. You
and
guys are inspiration.
Yeah. So let's put out there. So because right now we just starting off, so it's uncomfortable to say something so bold. But then when it happens, and we only gonna be on when this comes out, this will be our 5th episode. We can go back and say we believe this is episode 5. So
that goes back to what we learned today.
What?
We already see the butterfly.
Yep.
We're the larva, but we see the butterfly.
Yep.
See how things just go in full circle. Like, it's wild.
And why not? For like, oh my God, when Aunt Curl was saying that thing about, because we've said that before amongst ourselves, like we know what this is gonna turn into. But then for Aunt Curl to say that, her name was Aunt Carrie. We call her Aunt Curl. Why do we do that?
No, y'all do.
You don't call her that?
No, ma'am.
What you say?
Aunt Carrie.
Oh God. We always Aunt Curl.
Nuh-uh. I am Aunt Carrie.
See, you are. Maybe I get it from my mom, because I know my mom called her that.
Learn behavior.
Mm-hmm.
What you hear. See?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of somebody else. I feel like everybody call her Kerr.
Not me.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying outside
Right.
of yeah. What was I saying?
What she was saying about us. It basically confirmed.
Right. So we see them as being. Well, I want to speak for you. I see them as being closer to that than we are, but she sees that in us already.
I agree with you.
Because to the people we know, we might be that. We might be the equivalent of how we see them to the people that know us.
That's fair.
So how do you measure success? Is it about...
I measure success, I feel... No, I'm thinking about something else.
I used to tear Burlington up. And I could never see myself outgrowing Burlington. I used to go to Burlington like every weekend when I was a child. That's when they had Baby Fat and Baby Fat was in, Rockaway, all of that. That was my store. But now I don't know the last time I've been in Burlington. But in those moments, I never thought I would outgrow it. Like, that seemed like that was going to be a standard part of me and where I got my clothes and stuff and all. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not a store that I go in anymore. But at one time, it was part of my weekend routine with my mama.
And I used to do JCPenney.
Couldn't see my life without it.
I know that's right.
Get 25 coats from Burlington in one time.
I was proud of that thing, but that's growth. Like, you grow from it. Like, now, and look how we were talking about today about shopping on clearance.
Didn't I have that conversation?
No, after church, when I was talking to the people after church, and we were talking, I told them, I said, I don't spend nothing, no, I don't buy no name brand stuff like that.
I wasn't in that conversation.
No, you weren't. You weren't. But what we were saying was, you really can look good on a budget. You get what I'm saying? Because, no, I ain't gonna say all that, because I don't know how people feel about us.
Okay, we had that.
So, look in the mirror. Love the one in the mirror. And where does this fit in your hyphen today?
I like that.